Eastern Frontier Tour is our newest tour. We've added it to our schedule to allow our guests to experience a different side of Bolivia. As our shortest tour, it's great for our guests with limited time. From the moment that you step off your plane in Santa Cruz on Sunday, your tour begins. We'll personally be waiting to pick you up at the airport with a clearly marked sign. Just a short drive down the road, we'll spend the night at a nice hotel in downtown Santa Cruz where you can take a swim and rest from your travels. After breakfast Monday morning, we'll set out for our hilltop cabins above the town of El Torno to drop off our luggage. Then we head down to our base to get acquainted with our bikes, gear up, and set off on our first adventure, out into the scenic Santa Cruz countryside. Only a few minutes into our day's excursion, we'll cross a hanging bridge that spans the Piraí River. We'll cross around 30 streams, pass through several small communities, and get to see many large citrus groves along the way as we make our way to Ambaró National Park. Today's destination is a little-known place called El Jardín de las Delicias, where we'll get a chance to experience a series of breathtaking waterfalls and even rappel down alongside one of them, before heading back to El Torno for supper and a briefing. After a great homemade breakfast Tuesday morning, the real adventure begins. To begin our day in the saddle, we quickly skirt around the edge of Santa Cruz. The road we're traveling is one of the newest and best maintained highways in the country. This straight as an arrow highway eventually gives way to some great curves and dramatic views. We're not on our bikes all day though. Besides lunch, we'll leave the highway to check out some amazing natural rock formations. Back on our bikes, soon we reach our day's destination, the small mission town of Santiago de Chiquitos. Wednesday starts out with a hike up to a lookout point atop one of the nearby plateaus. The panoramic view from above is truly breathtaking as we look down into the lush green valley below and out as far as the eye can see. After our hike back down, we'll cool down with some popsicles made at a local dairy farm. Once the midday heat has passed, we'll head out again, this time to relax in a river heated by thermal hot springs. If you're in the mood for a massage, those are also available. We're back on our bikes again Thursday. We cover the nearly 100 miles that we ride today in short order, making it to our destination, San Jose de Chiquitos, in time for lunch. In the afternoon, we'll check out a beautifully restored Jesuit mission church. Later, we'll check out the site where Santa Cruz was first located. We'll spend the evening at our hotel relaxing around the pool in preparation for tomorrow's ride. Friday features a ride that would put a smile on any adventure rider's face. At a checkpoint just outside of town, we'll get our first glimpse of the nearly 150 miles of dirt road that we'll be traversing today. Today's ride is special, and not just because of the road itself, but also for the landscape and animals that we'll see. In the afternoon, we'll arrive to our destination, the beautiful old historic town of San Ignacio de Velasco. We'll fill the remaining daylight hours with sightseeing around town before enjoying our supper that features a strong Brazilian influence. Saturday is another great riding day. Much of the road today has just recently been paved. In fact, some sections are still being completed. We need to keep our eye out for animals, and not just wild ones, but cattle as well. If you've ever been to the state of Georgia in the United States, then the red dirt in this area of Bolivia will look very familiar. Both of our main stops today are in towns on the UNESCO World Heritage List, and both feature beautifully restored Jesuit mission churches that date back to the 16 and 1700s. We'll take tours of the churches and attempt to drop in on the native Chiquitano woodcarvers at work. Sunday is our last day on the bikes. We start out by enjoying a few last curves before traveling across the floodplains of the Rio Grande River that lead us back toward the city of Santa Cruz. We'll eat one last lunch on the road before arriving back to El Torno in the early afternoon. Back at our cabins, we'll have plenty of time to unwind and pack our bags. The adventure continues on Friday, even though we're done with the bikes. In the morning, we'll leave our cabins for good after breakfast and set out for a day of exploring in Santa Cruz. Tasting local foods, souvenir shopping, and visiting local markets are all activities that we have on tap for today. After a proper send-off meal for supper, we'll take one last dip back in the hotel pool before calling it a day. Saturday is the last day of the tour, and it's always a low point for us as we take you back to the airport to catch your flight back home. We hope you'll be back to see us again soon.
Have a good trip home. Safe travels.